Alright, guys and girls, welcome back to this first episode of Getting Fizzy with AKB. Now, I wanted to do this because this first episode, due to the fact that basically, and to be honest, it could be any beverage and stuff and all that. But at the moment, right, obviously, what is Getting Fizzy with AKB? Now, before we get this first episode on the way, it is the Friday, the 15th of April, 2022 at the time of this video. And it is basically just gone 9:30 in the morning. And I'm still not moved out yet, still in the same place. Now, Getting Fizzy with AKB. Well, you know I love my fizzy pop and all that stuff. I love my Coke Zero or Coca-Cola. Now, it could be any beverages, really, to be honest, but we're just calling it Getting Fizzy with AKB, episode 1 for this episode, for the 15th of April. But today, actually, I'm drinking some Bowl power shakes. So it's a power shake, nutritionally complete meal, 20 grams of high protein, all 26 essential vitamins and minerals, and no added sugar. And this is great. I love it. It's actually got chocolate orange. It's got like orangey bits in it and chocolate bits. Now, what is this episode about? Oh, it could be anything. It could be some movie I was watching on Netflix, or maybe some film I've been watching, or TV series I've been watching over on the iPlayer, or maybe even on Apple TV, which I've been watching. But I don't know, I've got a lot of films I've been watching recently. Or it might not even be just about that. It could be like a game I've been playing or something, like just normal chit chat, really, actually. But I'll tell you what, though, I did watch that new Spider-Man, No Way Home. Absolutely amazing. Where you had the three Peter Parkers literally turn up. And then you got, what's his name in it? Tobey Maguire turns up at the end. Also, I'm trying to find that cast, the other one, into the film as well. Just trying to find the. I got Tom Holland in it. Um, and where is it? Where's the other ones from the films? And they didn't really say about the whole entire cast and all that on the Apple TV. But anyway, this is absolutely nice. You can taste the orange in it and chocolate mixed in. So I'm drinking some shakes at the moment, and so actually my hair's a mess as well. I've only just woken up as well. Absolutely just woken up a few minutes ago. I've been back in bed since last night. I can't remember what time I went to bed last night. Actually, a bit early actually, because I did woke up at 7 o'clock this morning. I'm still in pain though. Still in massive pain. I don't know if you guys and girls have watched that No Time to Die yet. The new James Bond film. It's a good film. Very, very good movie. But the ending really sucked on it, to be honest, with Daniel Craig in his final episode and all that. But if you guys and girls haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it. It is a good film. The action's in there, the sequences, the cameras, the dialogue's really good on it. So that's a pretty good film. I don't know. I kind of liked the scene where they were in the woods. There's like a woodland scene where it's like a forest sort of thing, and the action gets really good in there as well. So if you guys and girls have already seen it already, you'll know what I mean. It's almost near the end. A very good film though, definitely a good film. I actually recently watched that Rocky 4, Rocky versus Drago, and I was kind of disappointed. They took a lot of stuff out of there and stuff, kind of placed it in different areas. I just like the original one, so I'm just just sticking with it. There's a lot been cut out. The noise, the music in there is quite timid. It's very, very like low down. Um, but if there's any films or guys and girls that you recommend or actually have seen, let us know in the comments below. Um, what else have been watching? Clockwork Orange, classic movie. Very good film, but it is very, very, very controversial. Because when they brought that out, roughly, I think about the 70s. I think that movie came out around about the 70s. I think early 70s. Because the film director, never, no film director ever brought a film out like this. It was very, very not talked about and stuff. It was like this gang basically go into this house and they do something really horrific to this bloke's wife, and they also beat him up. And then his three mates, it's basically his three mates set him up to go into this to rob this house, and they ended up basically putting him into one of these mental hospitals where they could basically brainwash him. They were trying to come up with a system to try and turn him back to normal, to not doing the dirty things that he did or have these dirty thoughts in his head. So they kind of sort of brainwashed him into that. But it turned out, because when they put him back into society, and they kind of brainwashed him with all the music and stuff to try and sort of keep him on track. It kind of didn't work in that way. And it was like, it's a good film. It's well worth watching. But if you're not into sort of the really controversial stuff, I don't know, probably not for you guys and girls, but it is a classic. I think is it Stanley? Yeah, Stanley Kubrick. I think that's the sound on Stanley Kubrick. And on Clockwork Orange. But it's about a Gans that goes around and basically owns the entire streets. I think they've got this in 4K now and stuff. Who was the guy who was in it? I forget his name now. The one in it. He's absolutely famous actor, actually. Malcolm McDowell. And then you've got Patrick Muggy. Actually, he's played in... What's he played in? Chariots of Fire. So he's played in Chariots of Fire. That's a good film, actually. Also Cromwell. Barry Lyndon. The Skull. Oh, is that The Skull? Is that the one to do with that secret society or something? Isn't Bird Monkey? Oh no, it's a different one. I think that other one's called The Skulls. Yes, and it's another horror film. Young Winston, Anzio. And there's a lot of good films like I want to start watching and stuff in itself. Like a lot of Stanley Kubrick movies. One of my favourite films, actually, the Stanley Kubrick movies, actually, is The Shining. And that's the one with... What's his name in it? Hang on, let me just bring this up. Category of all the names of the movies. Don't know what's going on here today. And let's have a look. Yeah, so this is the one with Jack Nicholson. Great film, actually. And they made a remake of it. Or not a remake, it's like a film just after the movie. Where the son actually grows up and he's like... it's called, I think, yeah, Doctor Sleep. I haven't watched that. I've got that in my collection of 4K movies, but not watched it yet. Because to be honest, I love The Shining too much and all that when it comes down to it. And who stars in that one? So we've got Shelley Duvall. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. Winifred. Wendy. Hello, Wendy. And then was that Scatman Crothers. Dick Holleron. I think that's the guy who was talking in the house and stuff to Jack Nicholson's character, Jack Torrance, in The Shining. Full Metal Jacket is good from them. If you haven't watched that, it's like what is it, like World War Vietnam style film. And is that in 4K? Yes, in 4K Dolby Vision now as well. So that's pretty cool. Actually, I got that in my collection as well. Okay, I've just realised I had that in my collection. And I thought the guy actually in it, when I looked at it, when he had his hair shaved off and he shot himself in the toilet, I thought that was big. Do you know what? I've always thought that was bloody Jack Black, but it wasn't. What was his name? Is it Adam Baldwin? Matthew Modine. And then you got Arlie Ermy, Gunnery Sergeant. God, there's so many actors still around now. Because I know a lot of actors are starting to bloody die off now and shit. Who was it we just lost the other day? There was someone we just lost the other day. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, back, we lost Dot Cotton or June Brown from EastEnders. Who else have we just lost in the world now? I'll tell you what I've been watching on Netflix though for the last couple of days, because it's been hard to get into this bloody show. I'll see if I can I put this up? Okay, so actually, let's have a look. Right, so one, I've been watching Jimmy Carr and his Dark Material. Now, a lot of people have been controversial about this, like, comedy series. It's like him just telling really, really, really dark jokes about all kinds of topics. And it's like, and then he says at the start, right? Bloody orange peel. Anyway, he says at the start, right? Obviously, before we get started, he goes, there is controversial, like, show. He's going to be talking about different topics which may upset a lot of people. And he was saying about it. Now, obviously, comedy at the end of the day is about joking, about telling jokes. Sometimes it could be really, really, really dark. Sometimes it can be like nice and soft and laughable and stuff. But then this is why everybody's an individual. I like watching dark jokes. I will like listening to dark jokes, I should say, not watching them, or watching the actual comedian at least telling the dark jokes. And it is funny, right? It's funny to some extent. It's like Ricky Gervais, for instance. He does really dark jokes, but it's not like he's being serious. This is why people think, oh my God, he's absolutely serious. Or they're absolutely serious because he's talking about certain topics that may offend people and all that. And the thing is, people get offended, right, in society, then they should not be watching comedies. They should not. Obviously, comedy is not their material. It's not what they like. Or if they get easily offended, then they should just turn off the TV and then just say, right, that's it, I'm done for the night. It's easy as that. All you have to do is turn the TV off or turn the channel over and watch something else. And I see a lot of people now are getting cancelled for having a funny, dark comedy moment. And what we're going to do is, like, are we just going to be just watching paint dry on the wall and shit instead of having a laugh? Or instead, or we're going to just sort of be depressed and just keep getting crying and all that stuff over shit, over just like a joke, or get really offended by a joke and stuff like it. He does alright. He does everything. Oh, Jimmy Carr does a lot of jokes about everything. It's not always dark material. It can be something really funny, which is like maybe less offensive. But also, Ricky Gervais does the same. He does some funny comedies, episodes, and now he's doing the Afterlife, and they'll probably end up canning that series next because there's some controversial shit on there as well. I thought, well, we've got to get rid of him. We've got to cancel him, and it is what it is. People want to cancel people for the most stupid things. And I love watching Jimmy Carr. I love watching Ricky Gervais. I love watching all these comedians. I love watching Jim Davidson from time to time. I love watching like all kinds of stuff. I watch documentaries as well. Now, I've just watched, actually, to get onto a different topic, right? But also on Netflix, by the way. It's like I watch. I watched Russell Brand actually earlier. Not Brand. Russell Howard. He's got a new episode. Oh, an unlimited series, episode 2. So he's got 2 episodes into this comedy series where he's telling jokes and stuff like. And I'm looking at it right now. And he tells, like, I don't know, I think he's a bit conservative. He's a bit too conservative, like really high conservative, because it's like he almost wants to sort of acknowledge all the shit that goes on in the world and try and blame people idiots or non-idiots and stuff for their beliefs. And then, like, obviously the shit that goes on, it's like we have him is doing the far right stuff, so he's doing the far right stuff, and then we got people like Ricky Gervais. We've got people like where is it? Like Jimmy Carr, who's the opposite, which are just trying to put funny content out there. To be honest, Russell Howard, I don't think he's that funny. I like is some of his content is, but Russell Howard, I don't know. It's like I can't really watch much of his material and stuff, but he's got this new episode or something called Russell Howard Lubricant, and like I've kind of gone off his episodes or his actual content for a few years because I just think he's really too sort of far right conservative when it comes to that. Where he's actually, it's almost like he's wants freedom of speech, but he doesn't want freedom of speech. If you know what I mean, guys and girls, by that. But with Jimmy Carr and Ricky Gervais, they want the freedom of speech. They want to put the content out there that if people get offended, and then just turn off and stuff, and it's just simple as that. But obviously, there's certain things people say, oh, we shouldn't be saying this or we shouldn't be saying that. But then you'd be really too conservative and you would be too far right. I would like it so we can have discussions about certain topics and not get offended by someone's opinions and stuff. Like we used to. We used to have like topic debates about certain topics, and now if you do it now, you get cancelled, and the cancel culture gets you, and then they say, "Oh, you're not in the right, so we'll turn you off," and all that shit. So it's really strange nowadays. It's very hard for anybody to say anything without offending people entirely. But going on to another episode I've been watching recently. or at least to my thing, um, which is probably more controversial than anything. And if I could find it, uh, where is that? Where is that bloody episode? Okay, so they got this new documentary I've been watching recently. I'm trying to sort of get into it. And where is it? Where is that? And I got The Crown. The Crown's really good series on Netflix. If you haven't, guys and girls, haven't watched it, I watched the Princess Diana version, where they show you how like she was suffering right through the entire lot with Prince Charles and all this kind of stuff. I can't wait until season, I think, is it season 5 comes out of The Crown, because I think they're carrying on with the Princess Diana and all that stuff series. I'm hoping so anyway. I'm hoping they tackle that bit all the way up to when she got sort of killed in Paris, and just bring that into it. But I don't know how far they will go into that series. I know there's a couple documentaries coming out this year, and not William, Harry and Meghan are supposed to be bringing a documentary out this year, which is supposed to be exposing Prince Charles in some way. I don't know, but I don't know why. Don't know how why though. And then what's this? They got a new documentary season, Inside the Mind, in a 2-part documentary. A psychiatrist examines the inner workings of 2 complex, unusual public figures, Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson. So I might have to watch those ones. It's like a 2-part series. But the one I've just recently watched, where is it? And it's like really, really, really controversial in that way. What the hell is that? The hell? Hang on. Is this the one? I think this might be the one. Let's have a look, see if this is the... Oh, where's my bloody continue watching? I don't... some reason... hang on. I'm going to just type it into there for some reason. It's just a bit weird today. Okay. So, yeah, so basically, they've got a new 2-part series out, mini limited series of Jimmy Savile, A British Horror Story. Now, it is more of a British horror story in a sense, but I've only watched the second episode because the first episode, I would say it kind of portrays him being this like massive big figure, and like sort of a great guy who's going around helping people with charities and all this kind of stuff. But it's the second episode, just says about the survivors come forward. A journalist investigates the powerful, was that protectiveness of Jimmy Savile, and how he was protected basically by big figures, and how he got away with it for so long. What was it, like 6 decades or something? For like 60 odd years. And like, bloody hell, like you think, wow. And then he used to go into hospitals and used to do all kinds of stuff to the patients, like, but it's absolutely, I mean, he's gonna go down as, well, he's gone down as one of the like worst monsters that has ever stepped foot. But then as you think to yourself, well, how come the BBC How come they protected him for all this time? Surely the BBC themselves are like implicit in this as well. They're part of this whole sort of thing because obviously they gave them TV shows with kids on it and stuff and that, and you kind of think, wow, like how far does this go down to the rabbit hole in its sense? Like how far will this like the BBC go to actually protecting a figure and stuff? And loads of people like obviously came forward and they said he was one of them, like you know um, the P word, but they said, oh well, we haven't got no evidence, and also he was actually investigated by the police to say something about he was asking women at this all girls school place and stuff for like to do certain things for him, and I thought, my God, like obviously they recorded it all. So, and then the police just letting him go. They actually letting him go, even and then from this day after his death, he's just basically got away because of it. So you kind of think to yourself, Jesus Christ, like how many more of these like figures like Jimmy Savile are out there doing exactly what he's doing, but doing it now and getting away with shit like this? It's like just blows your mind. But anyway, guys and girls, let us know. Have you watched the Jimmy Savile British horror story yet? And what do you think of it? Like, it's very controversial. He was a DJ, TV presenter, and said charms both working and ruling classes in the UK, but untold darkness lies behind his unconventional image. So it's I don't know. It's kind of weird that like weird like no one knew. And then obviously like one day when we saw about Rolf Harris, do you know what I thought? My God, like I didn't know Rolf Harris was like that and stuff. And um, you kind of think to yourself, my God, like I used to watch Rolf Harris a lot of the times, and obviously he's out now. Oh, Rolf Harris. But you kind of grew up with these characters and you kind of really didn't see the bigger picture, or you didn't see that they were like this in the first place and all that. So it's like, I don't know, it's a weird one. But anyway, guys and girls, just let us know what you think of this. I'm going to be maybe do episode 2 probably tomorrow, or might, because I want to do it like a sort of a daily sort of thing of what I've been up to, what I've been watching, or on a daily basis. But put this episode out here today. And this is in 4K as well, so this might take a little bit of time to upload. And stay safe. It is the 15th of April already, 2022. I'll see you on the next episode.